Hi everybody. Today I'm going to make a short video about a product that helped me out a lot, a couple of my friends, and even my own mother. Good way to block calls for landline. It's the Pro Call Blocker. It can be had on eBay. It can be had on Amazon for around $35 and up. It's one of the simplest devices to use for a single line in your apartment, no matter how many phones are on that single line, even a fax machine. You can selectively block the numbers that you want from its own caller ID list. It's pretty simple. It's very effective, but it can't really be used with cell phones. Most people have, cell phones these days. So if you have a landline phone and you get telemarketers, which can be everything from intimidating to threatening, telemarketers, anything like that. Plain old, anyone who's just calling too much, you can block with the push of a button. I'm going to let you see exactly how this works by doing a second half to this video coming right up on how to operate some of these things, because the instructions are a little vague inside here. But it's a great product, and I would just recommend it to anybody. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Hi everybody, I'm back. Yeah, the Pro Call Blocker is a great landline blocker for a single line apartment or house. It'll block everything on the line that you want it to effectively and cheaply, with just a one-time cost. So this is basically what the product looks like. I wanted to give some quick instructions because it has a few features, some of which are not made clear in the instructions. Is the block button, the block feature itself basically revolves around being able to open the caller ID function, which is these two arrows. Normally you see blocked and the number of calls you have, that's your default screen. Down here, these arrows, either one opens up your caller ID list. And you can scroll through your caller ID list, and if you see a number that you want to block, you basically hit block, and it will block that number. Wait a few seconds and it will go back to its default screen. It will hold many caller ID entries, but the thing is, it will only hold numeric entries. It won't give you full caller ID information. That's why it's good to have a cordless phone, that has, full function caller ID available. And, that would have a time and date stamp, day, date, not to mention name. It actually helps to do that because, most modern caller IDs have that. But with this box, it can come in handy if you need to block some calls. Basically, yeah, you need to pull these numbers straight from its own caller ID source. It tells you in the upper right-hand corner how many you have in your list. If you want to delete one of them, you press delete. If you want to delete all of them in your caller ID list at the end of the day or something, you just enter your caller ID list and press and hold delete for several seconds, and it will wipe them all out. At any time, you can go back to your default screen by pressing the back button. It's only important to know sometimes if you block a number that you didn't mean to, or you would rather unblock, is the block list is completely separate. You just press the block list and you can scroll through one at a time. You can see here there's 41 in there. It stores them numerically from greatest to lowest first digits in the number. Yeah, all by itself, basically, they're just numbers, though. But the block list is different in one way from your caller ID list, and that if you find a number you want to unblock, you have to press delete twice, not once, but twice, to get that out of your block list and to unblock a call. You also have a function that says no caller ID. You can switch that on or off with these arrows. If a call comes in and it has no caller ID available, you can either block it or not block it. So altogether, your block list will hold 20, well, I should say about 2,000 different numbers altogether. It doesn't take any batteries, this device. If you do happen to, you unplug it and you store it away for about 80 years, it's still going to be there. Your entire block list will still be there. But it's very effective. In other words, you can only be so careful about blocking a number that you don't mean to. But having a secondary full caller ID thing is actually very helpful with time, date stamp, any of that. Even name can help you to unblock a number or block one. And otherwise, it's really hard to tell the difference between their block list, between which ones you should have blocked, unblocked. And the caller ID is essentially the same as your other caller IDs would have it. So to routinely, clear out your caller ID at the end of the day, you can just open up your caller ID list and press and hold delete to delete all of them if you want, or once, one at a time. Different function for block list, which you finally really won't have to go through too often, is maybe to hunt down a number that you just got reminded you didn't want blocked. Is to find it and press delete twice, and now it's unblocked. It's important to know how to do that, I guess. That's about it. Unfortunately, the device does not have a whitelist to actually protect numbers from being blocked that you don't want blocked, but that's just the point of me making this video, is to, maybe just, yeah, there's a good way to unblock some of these numbers if you happen to know what they are. It's very, very awkward to say it doesn't have a, a white list. It just has a black list. But it is effective. Someone on the other end, basically, that's blocked, they won't hear your phone. They won't hear your phone ringing. And that person can't leave any messages on your answering machines. They can't leave a voicemail. They can't do anything. And in some cases, this is just what some people would really like to know exists for landline phones. Not just for, call blocker apps for cell phones, but this is one of the few, cheap and effective devices that do work for landline phones. So I hope this video is helpful to somebody. And all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next vid. Okay, all right, bye bye.